Hey guys, welcome back to that weird show that I'm making where I talk about the show that I'm making. Today I was actually planning on making another video of the process of me making a new sound effect from scratch. Um, and it just didn't really come out very good because 90% of the footage was just kind of me like intensely staring at the screen trying to figure out like different problems I was having. And I just didn't feel like it was like very good or entertaining or fun or anything. So what I've done instead is I've picked out three sound effects that I've already put together, and I'm just gonna like run through them and like my thought process behind how I made each of them. So we're gonna jump into that. So this one here is called Vic AR Full Auto. Um, this is a custom rifle. So this is Vic's custom rifle here. So you're gonna hear a couple of different things going on with it. The first thing that you're going to notice is that this model of rifle in the Buddy Squad universe has like a plasma encasing shell around the bullet, so each bullet fired has a little like plasma like reaction going on as it flies through the air to create both like a ballistic and like energy type damage. So there's like a little bit of plasma like layered onto each bullet sound, plus Vic, who's power is he's got like lightning powers, and he channels his electricity through his bullets with this rifle. So like it's kind of the plasma, electricity, and ballistics all in one. So let's take a quick listen. So I have as like the root of the whole sound effect is just kind of I think M16 short burst sound clip that I got from Audio Blocks. And I just have that like kind of shifted down, I think, a little bit to give it more punch. Yeah. And I think I EQ. Oh yeah, and then I kind of boosted some of the higher frequencies to give it a little more crack at the same time. So yeah, I think this would be what it sounds like without its modifications. And I guess I thought that sounded a little like thin, so. Yes, because I wanted to just be like the base root of the sound, so I wanted it a little more like on the lower end of the register, so it doesn't compete with some of the higher stuff like the plasma sounds, which we're gonna check out next. So yeah, so these I just got like a little bit of a single laser sound effect, and as you can see here, yeah, just one sound, simple little pew sound, and I just layered each little pew sound along with each bullet or rifle shot, so it would just be paired along with it. So I also added a little bit of a phaser that kind of fluctuates the sound waves as they're going through, so that way like it kind of sounds like it doesn't sound completely like the same sound effect looped over and over again, even though with this sound, it's pretty forgiving with that, because it just kind of sounds like a laser repetition. So it sounds pretty good. So these are those two sounds together. So that would be what the rifle sounds like on its own without like Vic's lightning running through it. So that's like the base rifle of this model sound you'll hear in the show. But now we'll start adding Vic's lightning pulses in here. I think these are little zaps that I added with each shot. Let's take a look. Yeah, so it's just little like little sparks flying through the gun, and then I think I just kind of use like an electric field to just kind of like that. Just to be kind of an accent, just to kind of just to make it like very obvious, or just to make it very audibly obvious that it's an electric sound. So all those put together is Vic's rifle. All right, so right here is one that I'm pretty proud of. So in one of the like mid early episodes, the character Opal, who's like an engineering type, is focusing on fixing something while the other squad mates are trying to protect him. And this is a sound of a piece of shrapnel that blows off of one of the like enemy vehicles that flies by and hits Opal in the arm. Yes, that's fun. So obviously I started off with just like the whoosh noise, which I believe is here. So yeah, I started off with just like a simple whoosh noise. I think I layered on like a thicker whoosh noise to give it more body. Yeah. Oh no, I know what this sound is. It's a metallic piece. So I gave it kind of like a really like flanged sounding wave sound effect to kind of like give the impression of the metal flapping a little bit with the wind. So yeah, that's fun. And then it's just a simple sound effect. It goes straight into the impact. I based the impact off of this punch sound effect that I have. And the punch sound effect also has like kind of a wind incoming sound, as you'll hear here, which just kind of adds to the oncoming whooshing sounds. So I'll play those three pieces together. So I laid that as my base, and then I wanted to. Opal's wearing armor at the on top of his arm, so it's got to cut through the armor first, right? So I added some like dinging noises. One there, and I think one here. Yeah, one is me hitting like a pot. I actually recorded that myself, and the other one's like a sword clanging sound effect from my audio blocks. You got the tink from the pot that I hit, and then you kind of got the shimmering then you got like the shimmering of the metal in that sword clank. Let's say that's sword clank by itself, actually. Yeah, just a little bit of a shave off the side of the metal. All right, and then the most fun part of this was, of course, the like cutting into the flesh sound effect, which is just a bunch of sounds of onions being chopped that I got from audio blocks. So let's check them out one by one. Yeah, it's a little bit of like the cutting into the bone there. I like that one, like really sharp. I think I just added that one for like a bass. Yeah, it's just real pitched low, and I think I took out all the high frequencies. Yeah, that's just to give it more punch. So I'd play those together. Yeah, real nice deep cut there, and I think I added like a paper tear for like the skin. Yeah, that sounds rough. And then what you were hearing a couple of times earlier, because it's in the same track line as my first whoosh, is like some water spattering that I wanted to be kind of like, the blood spatter on the floor. So yeah, nice and gruesome. This was a fun one to make. I'll just play it one more time for you. Real simple. It'll be followed up by an sound. So that's fun. All right, and then the last one I'm going to show off today is the one I intended on filming my entire process of making it, but it just kind of dragged on. But you guys will get to skip the boring process of my trial and error, and we'll get to skip right into the fun stuff. So let's listen to it. This one is an alien ship that is charging up its laser guns, firing them, those lasers crashing into a human ship's shields and breaking them. So we'll break it down piece by piece there. So let's give that a listen. So it's very muffled because it's supposed to be in space. So I'm trying to give it that typical space. Like, of course, there's no sound in space for real, but like every sci-fi show has like a muffled sound effect for everything that's supposed to take place in space. That's what I'm going with. So yeah, so we'll start off with the charging here. I don't remember. So like the bass sound itself here is actually a sound I've used a few times. It's been a very versatile sound that I just keep like stretching and squishing to like kind of give different vibes, but it's like this audio block sound that I just called Robot Cyborg Charge Up. So let's take a look at it on its own. Yeah, very, very fun and distinct. But I just stretched it way out here, and I like muffled it, and I overlaid like a bunch of different. It's like that's what all these are, actually the same sound, that I just overlaid different effects on to give each like its own kind of space in the like mid, high, and low frequencies, to also sound like it's like multiple guns charging at once. So we'll take a listen to all these together. So yeah, this one's untouched. This one I placed in, yeah, I gave like a phaser to, and I think I took out the low frequencies, but also pitched it down at the same time to give it kind of like a like low but not like but unmuffled sound. Yeah, just to kind of give it like a different like dynamic there. And this one I think I just pitched down. Yeah, this one's just the bass. This is a bass sound to just kind of like fill that low end. Give it a little body. And then I felt like it still sounded a little empty on its own, all three of these. So I added actually one of my room tones from a separate scene, it's like a factory room tone, and I just muffled the heck out of it and dropped the pitch. Just to give it that much more body to it. So all together they go. So for the blasts themselves, I actually used a sound effect that I had originally created for one of the smaller alien land vehicles, but I just increased the volume on them, but I lowered all the high frequencies to give them that space muffleness, and I ran them through a reverb I ran them through a reverb effect right here to make them sound like they have the scale of being on a large spaceship. And then I just put the three of them on top of each other, like in quick succession, to just kind of give it more of like a chaotic, aggressive sound. So, like, this is what it sounds like on its own. And then just layered on top of each other. So that was easy. The hardest part coming up here, well, first let me tackle the impacts that I made for the like lasers themselves. So like I made like a quick at the same rate of succession the like actual sounds of the lasers hitting the ship. Just like really muffled and phased tank explosions. But the hard part of this that took me a long time was actually developing what I wanted the like shields to sound like as they were struck. And when you hear the whole thing together, it's not very distinct. I kind of did that on purpose. But so right now as it stands, these are kind of buried in the mix of the whole sound effect because I don't know yet if I'm exactly in love with the sound. It took me forever to figure out something I even remotely liked. So it actually helped me out a lot if maybe you want to leave a comment and let me know if you like it or not. That'd make a huge help for me. So this is the sound of like the human ship shields like struggling and then failing. I feel like it's missing something. I don't know what it is yet, but it's still a work in progress there. But here, let me go ahead and play the whole sound again for you. In the mix, it sounds better. Sounds a little better. I don't absolutely hate it when it's in the mix, but I do want to create maybe a more like distinct sound. So I don't know. Let me know if it's fine. Maybe I'll mess with it later. I'll probably mess with it more later, but we'll see. All right, well, that's all I could really think about showing you guys this week. So yeah, bye.